Hello and welcome to a Minecraft bamboo farm tutorial. This is a very friendly design and is infinitely expandable given that you are within range of the bamboo plants. Remember, these do not work in spawn chunks because the player needs to be nearby to load in the plants, unlike the zero-tick farm variants. Because zero-tick farms are patched, this is the best alternative. The crying obsidian can be replaced by any other type of movable object. This is not an exact figure. The glass is just a rough estimate of what you will need. Depending on how high you want to build it, you can make sure to have plenty of building blocks on hand, and it does not need to be glass. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin with the tutorial. First step in this farm design is actually setting up the storage system. So, for that you need to set up 2 double chests like this, or alternatively you can just go for a single double chest facing this way with 2 hoppers feeding into it. But I prefer using this method because it does provide more storage space. Okay, here is where you will actually have to place your solid blocks. This will be so that the hopper minecarts will be able to rebound off of it. Please note that you do need 2 hopper minecarts to make this farm design work. You just need to have 4 hoppers coming off of this, 2, 3, and 4. This is just to ensure the items in the hopper minecarts are properly distributed into the chests. After that step, you just have to continue building this out with any type of block to hold the rails on. Please note, this hopper line and the building blocks included need to be exactly 12 blocks out for each module. Redstone blocks will be the 7th block placed here. You will then cover this entire area in rails that will allow the hopper minecarts to move. As I previously stated, this minecart line has to be exactly 12 blocks long. Let's just extend the line. After that step, you need to have a plantable block on top of the rails so that the hopper minecarts can collect it. Now would be a great time to set off the hopper minecarts so that they will already be moving by the time that the farm is completed. Plant the bamboo on top of the grass so that, it's a bamboo farm, what do you expect? Okay, the next step is, first of all, placing down your immovable objects here. Because there will be slime or honey, it'll be alternating on either side of this. Place in your row of honey or slime. You will need 1 row on each side. I'll cut to that when I'm done. The next step is actually placing down the observer to detect when the plant is fully grown. The observer actually has to be 2 blocks above, and make sure that the redstone, that this needs to be 1 honey and 1 slime. I just messed that up, so it is fixed now. Perfect. You also need a piston that will be doing a double extension to push this out and retract the row of honey and slime. To wire this up, you just need to place down a solid block that will be able to transmit redstone, and then you have to place that redstone you have to place the redstone on top of the block so it powers the block, which in turn powers the piston. Repeat the same step on the other side. Now that you have that complete, there's really not much to do besides surround this entire area with glass, and keep in mind that you do actually need an immovable object. You need immovable objects along this side, just 2 immovable blocks here that cannot be pushed or pulled by slime and or pistons. So, crying obsidian functions perfectly for this use, seeing as it doesn't have much of a use case, but you can also substitute the crying obsidian for furnaces. And you also need to repeat the same step with crying obsidian or any other immovable object up top here to prevent the slime and honey from pulling it. Make sure to bridge the gap below here to prevent loss in items. Now that you're done with that, all you really need to do is just build up a giant wall. It should be roughly 24 blocks for complete efficiency, but if you truly want, you can build it lower. It shouldn't cause too much of an efficiency cut. And this is a tileable design. All you need to make it tileable is just expand this out and switch out using honey with slime so that these 2 won't stick together. So if I wanted to do that, I would do it this way, and then the module I would make on the I would just reproduce the module. You can also have these as side-by-side ones, so I could build one here, and like I said, it is completely tileable. It can also be utilized in an XP bank, which I will hopefully demonstrate in a future video, given that I am able to do that properly. I'll be testing that by turning up the random tick speed to an absurdly high amount. That should simulate about an hour of using the farm, but these figures will not be wholly accurate, so keep that in mind. I've completed the walls that will prevent the bamboo from falling over the edge. To demonstrate how the farm works, I'll just be turning up the random tick speed, and it appears that I've missed this crying obsidian. I'll be turning the random tick speed to 100 for demonstration purposes. And as you can see, when there is bamboo in front of the observer, it powers the piston, making it extend and retract the honey and or slime bar. Yeah, I'm using honey and slime to prevent lag, even though using many pistons in a row would technically be more efficient, because that way you could have it be individual modules for each bamboo plant. The increase in efficiency does not warrant the lag that it causes, so I decided to not go for that method. And there is probably a way to reduce lag by replacing the redstone dust with something such as rails, because it does not with something such as powered rails, because they do not produce light updates, but it's such a small amount that it shouldn't be an issue. Anyways, I'll cut to the figures of how much bamboo you should expect to get in an hour. This will be a time lapse of the bamboo growing and being broken. Please note that this is at 5 times the speed given the game rule random tick speed being turned up. I'll cut to the figures later.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Count what you have now, don't count what you don't have. Count what you have now, don't count what you don't have. Find that you have so much. 頑張りすぎる自分に疲れてふと泣けてきた真夜中のバスルームでまだ手にしたことのない幸せがどこかにある気がして焦るのは年のせい一人楽しく生きてきたの何一つ悔やんでないけど曇った鏡のように明日が見えない
As you can see, the timer is off, and I've set the random tick speed to 0 so that the plants cannot grow anymore. Okay, I'm going to just calculate this using basic math by calculating the space in the double chest and then extrapolating the rest of the data from that. Although I do think that using a single chest for the data would actually be better. So I will be back to you after I've calculated this. You could expect the rates to be slightly better if it was an actual hour of AFK. Because the pistons were preventing the bamboo from growing, and because the bamboo was growing at a faster rate, it had more of an impact on the actual farm. Hopefully you enjoyed my farm tutorial. I'm not going to say like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, honestly, you just probably came here for the design and you're going to leave now, which fair enough, I do the exact same thing. But just hopefully you have a wonderful day. That's kind of it. By the way, this design is completely lossless because when the bamboo would grow, let me just demonstrate this real quick. When the bamboo grows, it actually shifts the bamboo back onto the floor, and the bamboo stuck in the honey is actually pushed off when the pistons are pushed, so there are no issues with that. But yeah, I mean, if you liked, I do upload a hardcore Minecraft series. Well, I'm currently editing it because I died in my old world.